The clock seemed louder than ever inside the mansion that day, each tick landing like a warning that time was slipping away. The entire home of billionaire Alex, a man who once believed money could fix anything, had fallen into a heavy silence. The only sound breaking it was the faint beeping of the heart monitor upstairs to his 8-year-old son. Daniel lay pale and fragile on the hospital bed the doctors had set up inside the house. An hour earlier, they had said the words no parent should ever hear. He has 1 hour left. There's nothing more we can do. Alex stood by the window, frozen, his face drained of all color. Sunshine still lit up the world outside, but inside him, everything felt dark. For years, he had taken pride in his empire that stretched across countries. His cars shone like treasure. His wealth had always made him feel untouchable. But now, none of it could buy even 1 more hour for his son. Downstairs, the staff whispered, trying to hide their tears. Among them was Mira, the young maid who rarely spoke and carried herself with gentle humility. She had a heart bigger than the mansion she worked in, and she cared for Daniel as if he were her own little brother every morning. She would sneak Daniel a piece of chocolate, even though Alex had strict rules about keeping him away from sugar. Daniel adored her for it. His laughter always came back the moment Mira walked into the room, but now that laughter was gone. Alex slammed his fist against the wall as tears finally broke through. What is the point of all this wealth if I cannot save my own son? The doctor rested a gentle hand on his shoulder. Sir, we have done everything possible. His organs are shutting down. He has less than an hour. You should say your goodbyes. Alex's knees buckled, and he sank to the floor beside his son's bed, gripping Daniel's tiny hand. Daniel, Papa is here, sweetheart. Please do not leave me. Daniel blinked weakly, his lips barely moving. Papa, I am not scared. I am going to the stars like Mama told me. Those words shattered Alex completely. Memories of his late wife flooded in at once. Her warm laugh, her kindness, the bedtime stories she told Daniel about angels and stars. She had passed away only 2 years earlier, and Daniel had never been the same. The doctor quietly stepped outside. Mira stood hidden in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. Watching that little boy fade was more than she could bear. And yet, somewhere deep inside her, something stronger than fear whispered that this was not the end. She wiped her eyes, rushed to the kitchen, and started tearing through drawers. There has to be something. Please, God, show me anything, she whispered. Her hand shook as she pulled out a small box she had kept hidden for years. Inside was a tiny vial of medicine. Her grandmother, a village healer, had given it to her long ago. It was an ancient herbal serum meant for emergencies, a mix of rare life-saving herbs that could restart a failing heart. Another maid, Mara, gasped when she saw it. What are you doing? You cannot use that. Do not stop me, Mira said, her voice trembling but fierce. If there is even a 1% chance this can save him, I have to try. She ran upstairs just as the nurse and doctor stepped out to call the ambulance for final procedures. Alex sat beside Daniel, eyes swollen from crying. Sir, Mira whispered. Alex turned sharply. What do you want right now? Leave us alone. She bowed her head. Please, sir, I am begging you. Let me try something. I cannot just stand here and watch him die. Alex stared at her, confused and furious. Try what? Are you out of your mind? The best doctors in the world could not save him. What could you possibly do? Mira stepped closer, clutching the vial. Maybe nothing, but I cannot live with myself if I do not try. Please let me do this for him. Alex hesitated. Everything inside him said no, but the sound of the heart monitor slowing down, the sight of his son's chest rising weaker and weaker, broke whatever strength he had left. With tears streaming down his face, he gave a tiny nod. If there is even a chance to it. Mira gently lifted Daniel's hand and whispered a prayer. Please God, not yet. Let this child stay. She opened a vial and carefully poured a few drops into his mouth. For a moment, nothing happened. The heart monitor kept its cold, steady flat line. Alex felt the tiny spark of hope inside him flicker and fade. It is over, he whispered. He is gone, but then a faint beep, another, then another. Alex's eyes shot wide open. The monitor now showed the smallest pulse. Daniel's chest rose gently. His fingers twitched. Doctor, Alex yelled, his voice shaking as he ran into the hallway. Doctor, get in here now. The medical team rushed in. The doctor froze the moment he saw the screen. This is impossible, he breathed. His heart, it is beating again. How is this even happening? Mira stood behind him, tears falling freely. I do not know, sir. Maybe it was God. The doctor leaned over Daniel, his disbelief slowly turning into amazement. He is stabilizing. His body is reacting. He is going to make it. Alex dropped to his knees, gripping Daniel's hand as he sobbed. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. He looked at Mira, overwhelmed. What did you do? Mira, how did you save him? Mira offered a soft smile, her eyes shining. Sometimes love does what medicine cannot. Hours later, Daniel was resting comfortably, color returning to his cheeks. The mansion, once drowning in sorrow, now felt alive again with relief and whispered prayers of gratitude. Alex could not stop looking at Mira, this quiet, humble woman who had done the impossible. Later that evening, he called her into his study. Mira, he said gently, I have no words. You gave me back my son. You did something that all my money could never do. From today onward, you are not just a maid here. You are family. She shook her head quickly. No, sir. I only did what any mother or sister would do. Alex sighed and looked at her with deep respect. No, Mira, you reminded me of something I forgot. That life, kindness, and love are more powerful than wealth. I was blind, and you opened my eyes. Soon after, Daniel woke up and whispered in his tiny voice, Papa, Mira saved me. She is my angel. Alex smiled through tears. Yes, sweetheart. She is our angel. From that day, everything changed. The mansion that once echoed with emptiness was now filled with warmth and love. Alex began funding hospitals for children who could not afford medical care, honoring the miracle he had witnessed. And Mira stayed with the family, but never again as a maid. She became Daniel's guardian, his second mother, and Alex's most trusted friend. Years later, whenever reporters asked Alex about his success, he simply smiled and said, The greatest miracle of my life did not come from money. It came from the heart of a woman who refused to give up. The moral is simple. Love, faith, and courage can do what all the riches in the world cannot. Never underestimate the power of a heart that truly cares. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because sometimes one story is enough to remind the world that miracles still happen.